What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, and I'd like to start this video off with a little bit of a joke, about my little Bosnian soccer player Puma jacket. But, I gotta keep this video a little serious. Today is Thanksgiving, right? So, I left one of my favorite Flying J's out in Russellville, Arkansas, and drove to a TA outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. So that's about 579 miles I drove today on Thanksgiving, just to kind of get me in position to park where I want to park for my delivery on Saturday. But the further I got into this drive, I really wasn't thinking about it that much, until like maybe the last 200 miles, and then I really kind of started getting mad. It was just like, I'd like to be home doing my little Thanksgiving dinner and all this kind of stuff. And what kind of, it's not that I was getting mad that I was out here. It's when here's all I gotta say, okay? Is if you're gonna be out here, okay? I mentioned it in several videos before. As far as being a truck driver goes, this is the easiest job I've ever had. Now, there are times that, it could be a little bit harder than other times, while there might be dangerous situations that you might encounter or things like that. This right now is definitely the easiest job I've had, and I've said it's easier than when I was working at Burger King when I was 16 years old. And I'd like to give thanks to all those truck drivers that had to rough it out during the days. One of my best friends, truck driver since 1994, and he was going through it when it was a lot harder than it is now. But here's my point, okay, is if you're going to be in this profession, you better set some goals. You better get something out of this, okay? If you're going to be out here, for, a couple weeks at a time, a couple months at a time, however long you stay out at a time, if you are out here, you better have some goals and you better have something to show for it after this career is over. I'm telling you, this career is not worth it if you do not have goals and actually meet those objectives. Now, I personally would say that those might have to be some goals that put you in a better position financially. Maybe buying a home, investment property, stocks, bonds, putting the money in the bank, whatever. If you don't fall into that category, and maybe you like Nikes or something like that, and you want to get a Nike collection, and that's what's going to fulfill you, go get yourself a Nike collection. Do whatever you need to do to accomplish that goal. But listen, do not be out here. I'm just telling you. And I really was pissed off thinking about this today. And it just seemed like this drive was never gonna fucking end. It was like every time I looked down, 50 more miles to go. Then it's 15 more miles to go, and it felt like an hour more to go. And it's just I just don't know how people can do this job for years on end and not have anything to show for it. And I don't know if I'm more frustrated that I'm going through what I'm going through out here on Thanksgiving and all that, or sometimes you get frustrated when you see people throw away their gifts, you know what I'm saying? So I say, okay, well, here's people that basically throwing away their gifts. So it'd be, I look at truck drivers that are out here just driving, blowing money on whatever you might be blowing money on and all this kind of stuff. Sort of like somebody that is an artist that doesn't use their gifts, or whatever, just basically throwing talent down the drain. And if I wasn't completely focused on what my plans are and what I'm trying to get out of this before, today was the drive that did it. And there was nothing really exciting about the drive. I mean, I got up early, so I was messing around with, a little bit of fog in that Arkansas area before, the sun came out. I didn't have to get up that early, but I wanted to get out here to this truck stop early today so I could leave early tomorrow to get to the truck stop that I'm going to stop at before I deliver my load so I can relax. So the drive was pretty uneventful. I mean, it's a pretty easy drive. I mean, maybe coming into Knoxville, you have, some of that, mountain and curve action, but something about this drive, like I said, maybe it's Thanksgiving or whatever, but something about this really made me get even more serious about whatever goals I had coming into this. And I'm just telling you, I don't know how people do it. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I do not know how anybody would choose this job just to buy worthless shit. Now, if that's your goal, then that's your goal. I don't have a problem with it. But you can't have that as a goal and then, when it's time to retire, be upset about, what you got, stuff like that. But I don't know. I just don't see how people do it. So, this is almost a plea to some of you guys that are getting into this, that are younger, that maybe aren't thinking into the future, things like that, is that this career is not worth it if you cannot get what you need out of it. Driving blindly to get income to go blow on something, I just don't see it. So if you're getting into this, trust me, if you're not interested in investing, or at least putting money in the bank, or doing whatever at your age, if you happen to be younger, trust me, when you get a little bit older, let's put it this way, you better deal with that situation before that situation deals with you, because it will deal with you. And all the Nikes and all the skinny jeans and all the whatever people are buying to satisfy, their, spending urges, all that stuff is all that stuff's not gonna help you when it's gonna be time to get help. And you do not want to be somebody that's showing up at a food bank trying to have somebody feed you when you had all the opportunity in the world to get things handled while you're out here. Anyway, this is a bit of a rant, and I'm gonna, I apologize for it, but I mean, I literally just stopped, and this was so much on my mind that I've been stopped, like, this video is 8 minutes and 40 seconds long. I parked 8 minutes and maybe 9 minutes ago before I started this up. So this is a word of caution. Listen, you may not know how hard it is to be of retirement age and end up being forced to work, or know how hard it is to not be able to work and still not have quite what you need to get you by. I've dealt with a lot of people in my life that the only thing between them and really having problems was the equity that they had in their home. That might have been the one thing that they did that saved them. May not have saved any money, may not have invested in as much as they should have, but they had the home to draw on when times got tough. So do not be like some of these unfortunate people that are out here in the world that have either by negligence or just not having the opportunity to put money away, but that are in situations that personally I'm not sure how they lived through. Anyway, a little bit of an emotional video there, but hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm gonna give my wife a call, tell her that I love her and I miss her, and hopefully the sacrifices I'm doing now. See, I'm trying to get to a point in retirement where it's a good retirement. Not just a retirement. That's easy at this point. It's trying to have things the way I want to have them. And sometimes it feels like it might be hard to justify that. Anyway, I'm going to get off here. Thanks for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.